That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about The Pool, Thai horror film, which is available to stream on Shudder as of July 20th, 2020. It's a 2018 film that has traveled the film festival circuit, directed by Ping Lumpraploeng.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry.
I'm assuming
Sorry
it's a gentleman.
Ping.
Sorry. So this film, after reading the synopsis, I thought was right up my alley. Mm-hmm. Very much like 47 Meters Down, Crawl, mm-hmm. Open Water 2. Love this type of film, right? People in distress and stuck, and how are they going to get out, and all the ways that it can be
You're very man versus nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The film delivers enough.
Mm-hmm, sure.
So I'm going to try to tell the story.
Please do.
A handsome young man named Day is working on what appears to be the set of a commercial. Mm-hmm. He's doing like lighting, plus he's the dog trainer. Mm-hmm. The dog is his own dog, but he's the dog trainer. The dog's being used in the commercial. It's being filmed at what looks like an abandoned Olympic diving pool. Mm-hmm. The pool is 6 meters deep, so 18 feet. There's like the diving boards. The shoot, once it's wrapped, he decides that he wants to just lay out like on a flotation device on the pool and just chill out. Mm-hmm. His girlfriend's also visiting the set. He understands that she's going to return like later in the day. So he's just hanging. He has his dog tied up outside the pool. Mm-hmm. He's on the flotation device. What he doesn't realize is that the pump that sucks the water out of the pool was accidentally turned on. Mm-hmm. So it appears the pool is generally not used and was only filled for the photo shoot. Mm-hmm. So while he's laying on the flotation device in the pool, he falls asleep. Mm-hmm. While he's asleep, the water from the pool is being sucked out. Mm-hmm. By the time he wakes up, half of the water has been drained out. So now he's like 9 feet below.
And there's no ladder. There's
no ladder. There's no way for him to get out. He can't reach the top to pull himself out. Mm-hmm. So of course he starts to panic. We find that his girlfriend, Koi, she does end up coming. She had mentioned prior to this that she wanted to dive. Mm-hmm. So when she sees her boyfriend in the pool and sees that he's asleep, she's like, this is my chance to dive into the pool. Although this dum-dum doesn't see that the pool is half empty. Mm-hmm. So she begins to run. When he wakes up and sees her, he says, no, which startles her. She slips and hits her head and falls into the pool. So she's unconscious in the pool.
For a good part of the film.
For most of the film. They're in Thailand. I guess crocodiles are everywhere because what appears to be like a 7-foot crocodile is like lurking around the pool. His dog, who's chained up, startles the crocodile, and the crocodile falls into the pool. Mm-hmm. So then that's a thing. Ultimately, all of the water is drained out. So now they're in this empty pool with this crocodile. Days pass, like 6 days of them being in the pool. A pizza delivery man at one point early on comes to deliver a pizza, but Day is under the water attempting to stop the water from being sucked out. So he doesn't hear the pizza delivery guy. So pizza has been delivered. Day gets his dog to push the pizza in like on day 2. Mm-hmm. So they have some food from there. The crocodile, she ends up laying like 3 eggs.
Like she would in the hot baking asphalt.
I don't know how they do, but they end up having those 3 crocodile eggs as food.
Mm-hmm. They trick. There is like an aqueduct underneath the pool, and they end up tricking the crocodile under there. That's why they have access to her eggs.
Yes. So there is sort of like they have access to like piping or an aqueduct under the pool, which they do try to escape from, but they realize that the exit is locked on one side. So they're essentially stuck in the empty pool.
Yes.
There are a couple of gentlemen who are flying around in a drone or flying a drone around who end up entering the pool area. But at that time, both Day and Koi are in the aqueduct, so they aren't able to see them. And once they do, they're long gone. Mm-hmm. However, the gentlemen do leave a ladder because their drone falls into the pool. So they like find a ladder, crawl down, get their drone, crawl back up. So Day sees the ladder, runs towards it, but while that's happening, the crocodile attacks him. Mm-hmm. So he's being attacked by the crocodile. His leg's been badly injured. He's able to subdue the crocodile, but the ladder is tied to like some barrels that end up like, of course, rolling away and pulling the ladder back up.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's raining.
Because it's raining.
And then the rain, because Koi is stuck. By that point, she's stuck underneath. And
Koi's stuck in the aqueduct, and it's raining, so now she's drowning. What ends up saving Day is his poor dog. It's been 6 days. That poor dog is still chained up by the pool. Koi is like blowing a whistle, which gets the dog to jump into the pool. But of course, it's attached to its chain, so it basically hangs itself. Mm-hmm. So Day is able to crawl up his dead dog's body to get up out of the pool. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Kai is stuck, Koi is stuck under the vent. So the only way it appears for him to open it is to get leverage with a metal pipe, but he has to dangle over the empty pool again. Mm-hmm. So of course we assume he's going to fall back in to save Koi. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't. He like kind of falls and catches himself, pulls himself up. The end.
He's also diabetic.
Yep, he's diabetic.
And Koi's pregnant. And we are told beforehand that he wants her to have an abortion because he can't afford to give the child a nice life. Yeah. So there's all of that informing.
There's all of that. I'll make I have notes, but I think I already went through most of them.
Okay.
The alligator. So it appears that the crocodile. It appears there's a real crocodile being filmed in some scenes.
Maybe.
I believe there was a real crocodile, but the scenes where obviously the crocodile's in the shot with the human, the CGI is like...
Oh yeah, the VFX is...
I've been practicing on my Adobe Creative Cloud and like doing my little Illustrator stuff, and I feel like if you give me another 2 weeks, I could have made a better crocodile than this one. It's pretty bad. When the crocodile opens its mouth, it doesn't appear to have any like esophagus.
Yeah. That's it.
It's really, it's pretty bad.
Also, there's one point where he picks up the crocodile and throws it like it's like a big golden retriever.
Yes, I have that note. This crocodile, because I was of course looking up like how much do crocodiles weigh. This crocodile appears to be like 7 feet long. Mm-hmm. So it has...
On a low end, they weigh 400 pounds.
So I was assuming this crocodile weighs at least 400 pounds, and he picks it up and threw it like it was a cat.
Yeah.
The dog hanging, it appears that it's because it's moving, it appears that it's like a human in a dog costume. Mm-hmm. I thought that was funny. What else is there?
There's a scene where he takes barbed wire and ties it around his hand to get to start punching the crocodile out, which kind of reminded me of The Grey, that Liam Neeson movie where he gets stuck with the wolves and he puts those little bottles of liquor between his hands to punch out the wolves. Oh,
even before that, the barbed wire is hanging over the pool, so he thinks, I'm gonna climb the barbed wire like rope. That was also a difficult scene to watch. Mm-hmm. He also ends up getting like a nail ripped off. This film's gruesome enough.
Sure.
Like I cringed quite a bit. I think that's all I have. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty... My biggest complaint besides the cinematography, which is pretty... There are some shots and even some edits that are really interesting and makes the film look cheap, in addition to the really bad crocodile CGI. Yeah. But the overall story, because I think it reminded me most of that film with Ian Zedler. What's that kid from Frozen?
Kevin Zegers.
You're
thinking of Frozen.
Frozen, the film.
The Adam Green film, not the Disney film.
Not the Disney film. Where 3 friends are stuck in a... ski lift, and the ski lift has shut down. Mm-hmm. So how do they get down? And there are wolves circling. It's effective in that way, because I was definitely thinking, I'm just so anxious to know how they're going to get out.
Sure.
The problem with this film, in addition to what I said, is everything that could go wrong goes wrong.
Yeah.
It's just it's just too much.
It is. It's one thing stacked on top of another, ostensibly to, pad out a 90-minute running time. But
perhaps, yeah. He, even his insulin, because of his type 1 diabetes.
Of course.
It's like earlier in the film, his friend drops his like container down the drain, so he ends up finding it. It's just too much. For that reason, I would not rate this film highly.
No.
I do think it's worth a watch, I guess, if you have access to Shudder.
Yeah, if you like Crawl, if you like Frozen, if you like The Gray, 47 Meters Down.
It's not as good as those, but
It's
I
not.
think you'd be satisfied enough.
Yeah, I mean...
And the man playing Day is quite handsome.
Theeradej Wongpuapan.
Yeah, I could watch him in something else.
Yeah. And then in the beginning where he's being shot, I'm guessing the director of the commercial is maybe homosexual because he makes a comment like, "You're in the art department."
Yeah, he looks too good to not be in front of the camera.
Yeah, like just enough where they had to comment on it. But as far as like Thai genre cinema making its way over here, it's interesting. I would watch whatever he followed this up with.
What would you give it?
Like, I think 2 out of 5.
I would give it 2.5 out of 5.
Oh.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, bye.
Bye.